Welcome to Age Well Dayton, where promoting happy and healthy aging is our mission. I'm Donna Kastner, your host. Today's guest, Jean Hodge, with Caring Transitions of South Dayton. Boy, we're about to tackle a lot of hot topics for modern elders: senior relocation, downsizing, estate sales, online auctions, going from the big house where you spent your whole life down to maybe a smaller footprint. Stick around and let's learn more from Jean. Jean, I'm so glad we could get this interview scheduled today. We were back and forth for a while because we were both kind of trying to get our schedules to align. So thank you for today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Caring Transitions covers so many different services of interest to this modern elder demographic. And before we dig into that, I'm always fascinated by the journey that people take to be in a business like this. So tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be CEO of Caring Transitions of South Dayton.
Okay. Well, I started as an operations manager at large corporations like the Kroger Company and U.S. Bank, which I loved and I, gained valuable information from and skills. But it wasn't really, from the heart, it wasn't really what I wanted to be doing. So then I left and worked for a nonprofit startup in Cincinnati, which was a great experience. It was just the CEO and me, and we got it off the ground and grew it, and it was just a very, very great experience. Then my dad ended up having a stroke, and he was in nursing care for about 2.5 months, and I had to help my mom at that point. So I left my position at the nonprofit, and I, took care of her, helped her get to see my dad. And once he came home and was able to start doing some of his responsibilities again, I was looking for a part-time job, just a few days a week to do something with my time. I'll back up a little bit. While I was helping my mom, I scoured the internet looking for services, like what kind of help they might need. And it was a very daunting task, knowing where to turn.
Just to find, people like you.
Exactly. And you don't know who to trust, and, it's really hard. So I thought to myself, this is something I think I'd like to get into once we're over this hump in the road. In the meantime, I found Caring Transitions in Cincinnati, and I bid on one of their auctions. I won the item, and when I went to pick it up, the people were so friendly and fun, and they just seemed like they really enjoyed their job. So I applied there, ended up working for them as a part-time employee for about 4 months, and then I decided to start my own Caring Transitions.
Excellent. So this would be kind of like a franchise opportunity. And that's really interesting because for people of a certain age, modern elders, sometimes that encore gig is a franchise option where it's kind of turnkey.
Yes.
But I applaud, so for anyone out there that's thinking, maybe I'll do this, I applaud that you got in there and did the work. And so you did work for another franchise to really get hands-on experience to determine, hey, is this a fit for me?
Yeah.
And I bet you picked up lots of tips in that experience.
It was very valuable. Learning the work as an employee gave me such an advantage when I started my business because I already knew that piece of it. So then putting all the operations together was a little bit easier than a lot of new owners face. And we hit the ground running. April 1st, 2022 is when we started.
Right in the pandemic, right?
Yeah. And we never stopped. We never have had a week without work. So it's been great.
And you have a crew that's working for you, right?
I do. Right now we have 10 part-time employees. They're all background check W-2 employees. They're trained. During the interview process, each one of them organically said, when asked why they applied for the position, that they wanted to help people. And that was a big part in hiring them.
I was going to say, that sounds like an incredible criteria, because when we're talking about downsizing, there's so many moving parts. And it's as much about logistics and planning as it is about heart and letting go. There's a lot of dynamics. So let's kind of walk through this journey that a modern elder might take around downsizing. I watch and I see for some people mayhem strikes and it's an instant, oh, we've got a fire drill, where others might be a little more gradual and mindful of preparing for this.
Yes.
What are you seeing more often?
It seems to me that more people are planning ahead. I think for financial purposes, knowing, what the future looks like for them, and the sooner they can plan and figure out where they want to live, will help them in the long run. Then there's also some sort of what I'd call emergency situations where someone may go into the hospital and then they just, learn that they can't live on their own and can no longer meet their own needs. So then they go directly to assisted living. So we see a little bit of both, but I do find most people are planning ahead.
Those that plan ahead probably are landing a little, as opposed to just emotionally, they've been thinking about this.
Yes.
And you just don't know. And some people, it never happens, and that's okay. Decluttering is good. Makes for an age-friendly environment, right?
Exactly.
So gosh, and I'm thinking that, you talked about your story. Mine is similar with my folks and my husband's folks, that we were in a scramble and we weren't living close by. And as adult children, trying to help our parents, it was really tricky. And I wish I knew about someone like you. Do you see that happening where maybe the adult children are kind of introducing this or at least involved?
Yes. So there are so many people I met that I meet that are, I wish I had known about you 2 months ago. We just went through this. But our process from start to finish, if folks take our full array of services, all the services are a la carte. They pick and choose what they want us to do. But if they chose the whole thing from packing and moving to the house clean out at the end, it takes us about 2.5 to 3 weeks to accomplish that. And families that are doing this, it takes on average about 6 months.
Wow. Let's kind of walk through the process in that we're downsizing, and it's almost like you're really thoughtful. Like there's some things we're going to be able to take with us, some things we're going to sell, some things we donate, and some things may wind up in a dumpster. Like, how do you guide that process?
So the first step is to figure out what our client wants to take with them. What items do they have that really are going to make their new place feel like home to them? What furniture items are going to fit in their new place? If they're going from a 2,000 square foot home to a 750 square foot apartment, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made. We can help them figure that out and make a floor plan for them. Then when it comes time, the move is completed, there's a lot of stuff still left in the house. What do we do with it? So our team comes in and we determine what can go in our auction. So our online auction platform is CT Bids. It's nationwide, and we have over 750,000 registered bidders that are looking at these auctions every week.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So it's a whole new marketplace.
It is. People can shop right from their couch and find really cool things that they don't find in a store. So generally, the more unique an item or handmade items, vintage, those kind of things sell really well. We're looking for, to maximize the financial return for our clients.
Sure.
Each lot that we put together for them, we want it to go for $50 or higher. So when I say lot, I mean we may put multiple things in one lot to sell, not just a china plate by itself. We would sell the whole set together. So items that don't go in the auction, we still, when folks that are local come to pick up what they've won, they can buy more things. So we can still try to sell as much as possible to get it out of the house and get money for the client. What doesn't sell in the end, we will donate or haul away as trash.
And so we downsized ourselves as when we moved from Cleveland to Cincinnati. And what was interesting to me is that we were going through the basement, going through all these different things. I'm taking pictures of things and sending them to our 3 sons and their wives. Who wants this? Who wants this? And I would get a steady stream of, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. So what we may see as valuable sometimes is not always translating.
Absolutely. The tastes have changed. A lot of people don't want a lot of stuff in their home, younger folks. And something interesting I learned is that the people buying things are generally between the ages of 30 and 60. Those are the people that are collecting things based on nostalgia. So they're going to buy things that pretty much are from like the 50s through the 90s. Believe it or not, 90s is vintage.
Wow. Oh boy, there's
I
a
know.
there's a wake up call. Well, we could go on and on. There's just so many different things. Oh, home cleanouts. Homes are selling rather quickly in today's market, and I have to think that there's real estate agents that probably point their clients to you.
Absolutely. We work with a lot of realtors that being able to complete these services quickly, having the sale and the home clean out done within 2 weeks is a huge help, for the new owners to be able to move right in. But yes, we will take care of the full clean out at the end of the sale, leaving the home broom swept and ready to turn over.
Excellent. We could go on. I'm going to kind of move us to the finish line here. If people are watching right now, they're intrigued. I mean, you'll do kind of a consult call with them, no obligation, just to kind of map this out, right?
Absolutely. No two clients are the same. So we do a personalized approach for each person, really working with them to figure out what it is that they want and need. So we do a consultation in their home. They can call me or email me, and I'd be happy to come out and meet with them. One thing I did forget to mention is that if people aren't quite ready to completely downsize, we can sell, collections of items or just things they no longer want from our Centerville warehouse.
So you can really be that gradual decluttering, and there may never be a move.
Absolutely.
But it just might make things easier for the modern elder.
Yes.
Wonderful. So Caring Transitions, the website is caringtransitionssouthdayton.com. We'll have contact info for Jean in our show notes. Jean, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for being a sponsor for Age Well Dayton.
Thank you, Donna.
And with that, we've hit the finish line. We hope you've come away with some tips you can use, and we hope you'll join us next time. Thanks.